What's that?
Facts.
You keep it away. It burns! Oh, it burns! Yeah, Joey!
Welcome to Kiwi Fat Fighters. Our words of the day are slob, tubby, lardass, fatso, land whale, porker. On the positive side, well done New Zealand. Let's pat ourselves on the back, if you can still reach. Getting onto the OECD podium, bronze medal place, second fattest men, second fattest woman. It's only those fat chickers in Mexico now keeping us from silver. Still, the good news is that Mexico's obesity rate has plateaued. New Zealand's is still growing, 5XL. We'll soon be up the wide as a barn door asses of America in no time. Look around any supermarket, swimming pool, a pub, chubsters everywhere. Yet strangely, in a psychological anomaly I can't for the life of me place, this country is in a state of mass denial. This is the very same nation that went into panic mode over COVID, started boarding up windows, stopped talking to neighbours. Yet all those COVID deaths and infections combined, when placed beside the obesity causation, pales. Going to hospital with COVID-induced reptilian brain terror amongst the great sways of Kiwis. Going to hospital with a stroke. What time's visiting? We had the government portraying COVID akin to a zombie apocalypse. Speaking of World War Z, NZ, successive governments of all colours have taken into effect two standard head-in-the-sands positions when it comes to obesity. A, don't worry, they haven't breached the top of the wall yet. B, if we are nice to them, they'll go away. Let us be deadly clear about the sad state in the land of ours. This is a country that funds 17-year-olds to have half their stomachs cut out. After, what this article would like to tell us is, quote, a lifelong weight battle. From memory, you're only deemed to be an adult at 20. Taxpayers are forking out 20 grand for knee replacements left, right and centre. That was forking out, not porking out, by the way. Say kia ora to Roimata Smith. In 2014, she was struggling to breathe and had a persistent cough. Off she trotted to Waikato Hospital. Trotted being more than an idiom in this instance. Where she was diagnosed with pneumonia, type 2 diabetes and rheumatic fever. Told by the doctor, shock horror, you are too fat, and oh my giddy aunt, you need to go on to a diet. Which to this layman seems perfectly reasonable diagnosis and prescription. Only to have her run off to the media, on reflection, make that a bit of a slow walk, who ran this hit piece. The temerity of the medical professional telling her she was fat and needed to lose weight. What a bully her quack must be. And if there already wasn't enough of oppressed people in your township, far from being silent minorities, add to the long list of woe is me, bellyachers, chubbies, stop picking on them. And just for the record, the only picking you are permitted to do in respect to them are their medical bills. We now fund factivists out of Massey University, ones like Dr. Kat Posey, who contends that you could be half the size of a house and still be healthy. Well, that theory certainly came up trumps, didn't it? This is the very same media now running defence when it comes to diabetes, blaming the health system, lack of resources for patients' woes. This article goes on to tell us there is a 25% staffing shortfall overall, with 100 extra full-time dialysis staff needed. This shortfall is due to a lack of planning over many years to provide critical infrastructure across the system. Neither of those once alluding to the root cause, romper stompers, chunkies. Publishing warm and fuzzy lifestyle articles, more rightly death style, fostering the belief now is never a good time to lose weight, avoiding telling us the truth, lest readers get all blubbery, as in Wales, when reading the paper. Embrace being 50 kilograms overweight. Crouch, touch, doctor pause, embrace. The three in that wide-angle camera shot tout themselves as being advocates for fat liberation, lifespan liberation more like. In case you were wondering, the anorexia liberation front of Aotearoa were away at the time, not available for a promo piece after becoming bit players in the next Holocaust movie. We live in a country where the Minister of Health can't bring himself to even mention the word fat, lest the fatty boom booms get all uppity. Seemingly that's about the only time they get uppity off the couch. Don't therefore expect any change in direction, that's to say a dose of cold hard facts, from the current crop of parliamentarians. Rather than taking control of their own diets, pounding the pavement and going for a swim like I do, they are putting to good use their bloated MP salaries, funding bloated stomach staplings. But hold on, that can't be right. Isn't poverty to blame for obesity? And to quickly delve into the issue of genetics and stem some comments, specifically epigenetics, messy awkward facts. When obese couples conceive, their offspring have a greater propensity to become obese. The giant snowball is currently rolling down the hill. We will accept this, however reluctantly, saying that some people, mostly the endomorphic, can pack on weight more easily. However, having the wrong body shape or appearance doesn't necessarily, outside the odd exception, lead to one becoming obese. This happens due to too many pies and cream buns, and not controlling what goes down your gob. And tell you what, fellow New Zealanders, make it all sound better. Let's now mitigate gluttony and lack of exercise by calling it a disease instead, in the same vein as malaria, TB and measles. You caught it in the jungles of Lower Hutt Macca's kids' gym, that is. Now drive in to get your Get Thin prescription, ingest more quinine. Watch that fat drop off as the blood pressure goes up. Speaking of play areas at McDonald's and KFC buckets for breakfast, take a bow if that's physically possible. Fat liberationists, you must be chuffed as opposed to buffed at these stats telling us how many Kiwi children are going to be shopping for clothes at the same outdoor tent shop as you come 10 years. Moving from trying to make mirth from a serious health situation the country faces, try and find a single article that actually addresses how kids are becoming fat. And does anyone seriously think the nation's 5-year-olds are cooking fry-ups for breakfast and taking mum's car to the supermarket, taking crap lunches to school they made? Of course not. Don't you say it, Paul. Paul, purse your lips. It's the bloody parents who are to blame. Paul, that's unforgivable. Saying what everyone knows is the truth. You've been told, verbatim, obesity is complex. Well, frankly, it's not complex at all. Calories in, calories out is a basic equation. Even for a dunce like me that failed a school cert mathematics. I didn't get to be the porker in this photo after waking up in the morning having had 3 jugs and fish and chips the night before. It was gradual, the same as losing it. The major difference between putting on kilograms and taking them off is it takes 0 effort to be a lard ass. Trust me, I know. It also takes considerable effort and discipline to get down to a fighting weight. Once again, trust me, I know. That photo was taken when I was on lap 1 of an ultramarathon, and by lap 4 it was a mite uglier. Oh, the pain. I needed my doctor to tell me, literally and not metaphorically,
"You are shoving too many pies down your gob,"
before I decided to do something. Told the hard facts, and boy, did they burn. I didn't go running to the press with my story of bullying. Instead, I took personal responsibility for my self-made predicament, got my running shoes out, dusted them off, and began running and walking lampposts. For the first 3 months, it was torture, I can assure you. I also began eating better, fruit-only breakfasts, half lunches. Now I'm 12 kilograms lighter. No one wants to be fat. There are no advantages. It always ends in tears. Let's say I invented a sauna that melted fat away. You entered it in the bath. Inside you could set the dial to lean and mean and press down on a lever to activate the process. Over a couple of hours, effortlessly begin to lose weight. The reason why, after only a few short months of my invention hitting the global market, I would have an income twice that of New Zealand's GDP, instantly plunge gyms into a precarious financial position, is everyone who is overweight on this planet would be lining up for my sauna treatment. You can bet your boots even those fat activists would pull the lever. No one is really happy being fat. I wasn't. When people say he and she is happy being fat, they're simply being polite and being kind and caring. The same kind and caring that is leading to a situation which conceivably see the New Zealand health system collapse. Average lifespans fall for the first time ever. It's high time we took a hard line on obesity. And currently, political correctness in this country has literally become the killer of tens of thousands. Stop making collective excuses for abdication of personal responsibility. Be cruel to be kind. For God's sake, stop celebrating and turning a blind eye to people who are literally slowly harming themselves, akin to when smoking was normalised part of society. And that video follows next. And tell the jelly bellies like me the brutal truth, because you care. Bye for now.